Republicans celebrating a tax reform victory. President Trump speaking from the White House after the House approved the final bill yesterday afternoon.
Hasn't been done in 34 years, but actually really hasn't been done because we broke every record. It's the largest, I always say the most massive, but it's the largest tax cut in the history of our country. And reform, but tax cut. Really something special.
Companies including AT&T and Comcast now saying this tax reform package will mean $1,000 bonuses for their employees. It's about 300,000 people total in the United States. Other firms are promising pay hikes for their workers. $15 minimum wage at Wells Fargo, $15 minimum wage at Fifth Third Bancorp. Fifth Third Bancorp also paying out bonuses. Joining us now, national spokesperson for America First Action, former spokesperson for the Donald Trump presidential campaign, Katrina Pierson. The negative people, they say AT&T, oh, well, you want to get the deal passed. That's why you're doing it. But what say you about these companies stepping up and making these decisions yesterday?
You know, I think that this has been an amazing last 24 hours. It seems that these companies themselves have making the media really eat crow. We saw with the election of Donald Trump that the markets went up in anticipation of bills just like the tax reform. And now we're seeing companies step up and say, you know what, we're not going to just take advantage of this. We really want to reinvest in our businesses and our employees. And it's not just wage increases or bonuses. They're actually spending hundreds of millions of dollars in employee incentives. So this is a great thing for America. People are going to have more money in their paychecks. And so it's not just a because thing. This was massive, and this was an amazing opportunity for the GOP to come together. The president deserves credit for his leadership and bringing along some of those Republicans, even kicking and screaming to get this done. So it was a great day for a victory lap, and we applaud the president.
Katrina, Lisa Booth, how are you?
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, so 80% of Americans are going to get a tax cut, but recent polling shows that only 17% of Americans believe that. What do Republicans need to do, in your estimation, to change those numbers?
Well, I think the communication side is going to be very important, that Republicans can communicate without the policy wonkish and talk to just everyday Americans and talk about how it's going to impact themselves. However, there is no better communicator than receiving money in your paycheck and being able to keep money in your pocket. That in and of itself is going to speak volumes, but it is going to be up to Republicans to continue to remind people that what they have today, they didn't have a year ago.
James, I listened to the language out of the left, out of the Democratic leadership. Chuck Schumer saying, I mean, Chuck Schumer has fought back against these corporations making these decisions with details. We're coming out with a list of companies that were going to be buying back stock instead of investing, instead of handing out bonuses. He said Republicans are going to rue the day, and Nancy Pelosi is talking about
Armageddon.
Right, Armageddon.
Apocalyptic terms.
End of the world. I was waiting for her to break out the plague of locusts.
If they're not already dead from net neutrality.
Right. It's going to be raining frogs, and there's going to be a plague of locusts. She's talking about Joe Sixpack. What about Joe Sixpack, a woman who orders cocoa van at the Waffle House?
Well, I do think you've especially seen companies that have very high effective tax rates changing their approach after this bill goes through. And I look at those telecom companies that have gotten the end of the government regulation of the Internet and much lower corporate tax rate. In the entire history of the Internet, except for recessions, we never had investment in broadband networks go down until the Obama regulation in 2015. Now, I think you're going to see that come up again. They're obviously feeling flush. But if I could ask Katrina, I wanted to ask on the political side, it looks like Republicans are saying $2,000 tax cut for the median household making about $70,000 a year. But I'm wondering if there's maybe an untold political story on the simplicity benefits here. Paul Ryan, Speaker of the House, wrote in our paper this week that 9 out of 10 Americans will now be able to do that postcard filing that they talked about when this whole effort began. Do you see a political benefit here, maybe underreported, on people saying, thank goodness I no longer have a really complicated mess to deal with in the spring?
But, you know, I think that is combined with Lisa's question, a part of the communication process. And when we do get to do taxes this year, people are they're going to look at their taxes and go, hey, I don't have to file 25, 30 pages and go through tens of thousands of pages of regulations to figure this stuff out. And I think that's going to be a huge win politically as well, because it is a campaign promise that the president has kept. Time and time again, we have had cycles of politicians make these kinds of promises, get into office and do nothing. So the president has fulfilled that promise, and I do believe Americans are going to see the writing on the wall and want to continue this momentum.
And of course, Katrina, the wonk over here, Mitch Rochelle, actually has the postcard that you can file your taxes on. But Mitch, not so
the
simple.
stocking stuffer.
I'll be a little negative. Not so simple though for these pass-through entities. Those are the smaller businesses. It's complicated.
It's really complicated. And, you know, listen, I'm a partner in a big accounting firm. We're trying to get our brains around it. And it's not going to be a couple of years until the Treasury Department writes the regulations to explain how it all works. So it is a very complicated thing. And if you're a small business owner and you want to take advantage, not in a bad way, of these tax rules, you may not know how to do it.
Or if you're in professional services, right? If you're an attorney, if you're consulting, depending on what the service you provide is as well.
Mitch's like, yeah.
But no, what's interesting is the characterization of what's wage, what's service. All of these definitions are sort of largely undefined. So if you're a small business owner and you're providing a service, like you're a landscaper, do you really get to take advantage of it?
Real quick, Katrina, government shutdown, can they avert it?
Absolutely. I do think it's going to be averted. I don't see the senators in the red states falling on the sword of DACA, so I'm not concerned. We're going to get through it.
Yeah, don't celebrate too much, I think, is the message. Katrina, thank you so much. It was great to see you.
Thanks.
Katrina Pierson.